Welcome to today's show. My name is Jesse Malin, and I help you make your best relationship. In today's video, I want to share with you 4 simple steps that have helped me stop people from walking all over me. And hopefully, these 4 steps will help you make better relationships, not only with your spouse, but maybe in your work environment or in any other environment that you find yourself, maybe in a disagreement with someone else. And with that, let's get into it. So how does it happen? How does it happen when people, they walk all over you, they manipulate you, they make you feel belittled, those type of things? How does that happen? Well, usually what happens is there comes a time for a decision to be made. And maybe you give your 2 cents worth and it is completely rejected. Maybe you wish that your opinion was considered more often, or you feel like you're caring enough about other individuals, you consider their feelings, you wish other people would do that for you. You're not feeling that your opinion matters. So what can you do? The first of the 4 steps is to understand yourself. You need to understand the conditioning that you've been brought up with. Most people have been conditioned in their youth by their parents, church leaders, political leaders, school teachers, etc., to associate pain with tension, right? We've been conditioned to conform, to do whatever our grown-up leaders wanted us to do. And sometimes that conformity came by way of getting spankings, maybe it was a physical thing, or maybe it came through emotional, where you were yelled at or you were belittled, and you learned that, if I don't do what I'm told, that's painful. I'm going to get more pain than I already have, so I'm going to learn to just do whatever anyone asks me to do, and then I will avoid more pain. I will only have a little less pain, because maybe I don't want to do the thing they're telling me to do or asking me to do, but if I don't do it, I'm going to get a lot more pain. So I'm going to learn to associate that tension right there with pain. That's the first step. Learn that you have been conditioned to associate pain with that tension. And that's going to be important, because that leads us right into step number 2, is learn how to be okay with tension. Okay, that kind of sounds silly, but learn to be okay with it. Try to experiment and change the program in your mind to find pleasure with tension, because here's the whole thing. Why maybe tension bothers you. It's because you're worried about what other people think of you. You're worried about, are they going to like me anymore? Those type of things, those things that you've been conditioned to fear, those things are stopping you and keeping you thinking that tension's painful. And here's the thing. When we talk about fear of this tension, what is fear? Remember the acronym of FEAR. Fear is false evidence appearing real. That's all fear is, right? It's false evidence appearing real. And here's the other thing. In talking about other people's opinions, let's talk about other people's opinions. What are they? They're just that. They're just opinions. Do other people have your best interest in mind? Are they going out of their way to make your dreams reality? Are they trying to make you comfortable? Are they trying to help you get what you want and making sure it's given to you and experienced the way you want to have it? Probably not. And because they're not, their opinion doesn't matter. Now, I'm not saying you have to be selfish. This might sound selfish, and in a way maybe it is selfish, but it's not in the sense that you're going out to hurt anybody else to get what you want. You can have what you want and still maintain peace to a certain extent, right? And the best way to do this is by learning to be okay with tension and no longer fearing it. Associate pleasure with it, because if you're building tension somewhere, that means you're taking a stand. And when you're taking a stand, people will flock to you. And not just people, but things happen in your life. That's how you start to build your dream. And realistically, that's how you start to take your power back. And when you have your power back, you have more control to have better, more enjoyable experiences in the long run. So maybe in the short run, dealing with that tension's uncomfortable. Well, in the long run, eventually, people are going to understand what you're interested in, understand what you're standing for, and the people who like that, they're going to hang out with you. They're going to be around you. They're going to respect you, those type of things. And that leads us into step number 3. So you think, okay, well, learn to be okay with tension, learn that I've been conditioned to associate pain with tension and to switch that. Okay, but how do I be okay with tension? If I take a stand, that's scary. People are going to be rude to me. They're not going to like me, right? Those type of things. Well, step number 3 is build value in yourself. Build value in yourself, because when you find value in yourself, you no longer let narcissists push you around, people that want you to do what they want, manipulators, those type of. You're not going to allow yourself to get walked on anymore because you find value in yourself. So how do you build value in yourself? 2 ways. 2 ways to really build value in yourself. And the first is doing shadow work, taking time for yourself. Visit those areas where you had certain traumas of the past and go and heal them. I've got a whole video, I'll list it up at the top here, about how to do shadow work, what shadow work's about. I got a whole playlist, maybe I'll list that instead, about how you can heal this inner child that is full of limiting beliefs, that is afraid of things, that is being held back from living their dreams, having and experiencing their best relationship because of things of the past. So do that shadow work, heal that inner child. And again, I'll list that up top. The other part, the other thing you can do, number 2 that you can do to build value, create value in yourself, is to start living in your purpose. Start doing what you want. If you want to do something that you've always dreamed about doing, start doing that. If you're not sure what your dreams are, take some time and try to figure out what you're passionate about. Do those things. And as you do those things, you're going to not only feed yourself, but you're going to provide an environment for others. And that will strengthen other people. You're going to be serving other people when you're living in your purpose. And that will create value in yourself. That is something you can fall back on. Like say you want to take a stand, but you're kind of afraid, you're getting anger and hate. People are being mean. They're saying mean things to you. And you're thinking maybe you'll back down. Well, no, if you're building value in yourself, say, hey, no, this is what I like. This is what I want. I deserve respect. I deserve equality, if you will. You're not being rude about it. You're just taking a stand for yourself. And that will become more possible because you are finding value in yourself. This is something that you will believe in. You believe in your personal value because you've done that shadow work, because you've started living in your purpose or trying to find out what your purpose is. Those things build value. And that leads us to step number 4. Step number 4 is about focusing on what matters. Look at the big picture and focus only on what matters. It does not serve you to worry about what other people think. That keeps you distracted. That keeps your focus spanned out. You're not focused. Keeps you spread thin, right? When you're worried about other people, you're just doing the motions. And realistically, when you live consistently this way, you kind of go into autopilot mode and you turn into a robot. And all the days, the same day in, day out, and it becomes monotonous, becomes less fulfilling, less enjoyable. But instead, if you take back your power, right, you've done these first 3 steps, you start standing up for yourself and understanding these psychological parts of yourself that you've been conditioned with, and you're building value in yourself, then you're going to see what really matters. What really matters for you. For me, it was making this YouTube channel. For me, it's building the podcast, building the website, getting this information out to the world so that people are enabled to make their best relationship with themselves, and then to also expand and make their best relationships with other people that they want in their life, their spouses, their partners, their kids, other family members, people at work. When people are educated with proper information, that is when they are empowered to live and be their genuine self. And when you are your genuine self, you can more easily make your best relationships. And that's how it is. So the 4 steps, right? First step, understand the conditioning, the psychology there. You've associated pain with tension. Tension's coming, that's painful, right? You've been conditioned that way. Know that that's conditioning. That's an old program. Throw that out. And in fact, when you try to change the program, you might have thoughts that say, oh, you're being mean standing up for yourself. You're being selfish, or you're being sinful. You better not be this way, right? You're going to get these thoughts. That's just the old program coming in and trying to make you stay with it. Throw those out. Ignore those things and learn that, hey, I'm putting a new program in. I'm going to stand up for myself and stop people from manipulating me and walking all over me. Right? And that's going to create a healthier relationship with every relationship you have. It just will. It will create a healthier relationship with every relationship you have. So step 1, learn about that. You've been conditioned to conform, essentially, right? But you don't have to anymore. Step 2, Learn to be okay with tension and fear. Remember that fear is just false evidence appearing real. Learn to be okay with tension. Learn to find pleasure with tension. Okay, so we've talked about, just going through it. That's a great way to learn. But, maybe try an exercise. Maybe go to the public, go to the grocery store or something, and maybe go with some friends and dare each other to do ridiculous and embarrassing things. Legal things, but propose to the banana or the pineapple in front of everyone. Maybe go down the meat aisle singing an opera or something, things that are embarrassing to you or things that seem uncomfortable. Do those things. That will help you get comfortable with, not worrying about what other people think, and, maybe you'll get kicked out, or maybe people will kind of think you're weird or say things about you. You'll get that tension built up. You'll learn how to be okay with tension. You'll learn how to say no. You'll learn how to be yourself and just have fun, right? Step number 3. Build value in yourself. Do the shadow work. Start living in your purpose. Those things are so important. And step number 4, focus on what matters in your life. And I will tell you, relationships should be one of the biggest priorities in your life, especially your relationship with your significant other, your partner, your spouse. That is one of the greatest relationships you could ever have in life that will induce some of the most growth, some of the greatest fulfillment and expressions of love, those feelings of love. One of the most valuable treasures and assets you can have in your life. Focus on what matters. And do all of this from a place of love. Don't be angry, don't be hateful, don't do it out of fear, you're just going to do it. Well, maybe, that might be your first step, because that's kind of being courageous. And courage is a step to getting into those higher emotions of actualization, of love, of peace, those type of things. So maybe fear is a good step. You're acting courageously, right? But come from a place of love. Do all this from a place of love. And you know what will happen if you do? 1, you'll stop people from manipulating you and walking all over you. And 2, you will actually make your best relationship. Doesn't matter the circumstance, doesn't matter the environment. You will make your best relationship because you're taking your power back. And when you are empowered, that is when you start to create your life. And with that, I hope you do make your best relationship. And I wish you success, much love, and I bid you adieu. See you.